How do you film a concert and make the footage look as epic as the night it happened? Well, that's a loaded question, but there are definitely some things to consider to make your process much easier for you. Over the last few years, I've been documenting several artists and performances all over the world, and just like you watching, I started with nothing. I still remember the rising tension before my first show, as if I was the one that was gonna go on stage. And to look back at that, I realized I was worrying about all the wrong shit. What can make this journey particularly challenging, and this is not even one of my tips yet, but just to not even understand the deliverables, what's expected of you. Is it just cutting together a quick 60-second recap video? Is it a multicam live stream setup? Or is it documenting the entire experience to be put into a music video? Just really understanding what's actually expected of you can make this entire journey so much easier. Take the guesswork out of the equation and collaborate with the artist to really understand what you're going to produce so you can work backwards and really have a game plan going into the night. Now, this is something that everyone does in some capacity. Let's talk about some of the things that people might forget. Okay, so one of the things that you could do to make the entire experience easier is to really understand the venue. Whether it's showing up for sound check or just going on your own, putting yourself in that physical place to understand the layout, that can make the job much more easier. This is more than just visualizing, okay? This is active preparation and something that many people don't consider. Making the effort to see yourself in the media pit and understanding how are you gonna get to backstage? How are you gonna get to the stage itself if you have that kind of access? How can you get out into the crowd and get shots from there and then back into the media pit? An extension of this is to get yourself into rehearsals and sound checks if you can, and make a playlist or make a playlist of the set list itself if you can, and listen to the music over and over and over again to get yourself in a position where you can almost telegraph the show itself. I like to use small cinema rigs with wide open apertures when I'm filming a performance. And for this, I'm doing a lot of manual focusing. So as much as I can practice and listen to the music and anticipate the movements that are about to happen, almost like we have this psychic connection, that just makes the footage, well, it just gives a higher degree of confidence of the footage actually being usable. The more you can invest here, the smoother the entire evening is gonna be. Another item that you want to consider is the shot list itself. What are the types of shots that you're going to be capturing throughout the entire evening? Because look, front row center, yes, that's a special shot that most people are not going to be able to capture on their phone, but nobody wants to see a supercut of just that one vantage point. Whether you're gonna have it on a piece of paper, an assistant managing it, or just all of it in your head, have the different types of shots listed out that you wanna be able to capture. Think of shots like tights of the artist itself, mediums of the entire performance, or a wide of the entire stage and the band that's gonna be there, or shots that might be happening before the performance, like macro and detail that kind of set up the experience. Maybe it's a tracking shot of the band or person coming onto the stage. What about shots from the crowd? Maybe some shoot-throughs and silhouettes of hands flailing as you see a performance in the distance. Or maybe, not maybe, this is something you should definitely consider, crowd reactions, people reacting to the shot, turning the camera around and seeing people engage with the performance. This becomes exceptionally easier if you have one or two people with you, but even if it's just you and it's a small gig, have that list of all the types of shots that you can capture so that when you actually go back to editing, there's a ton of different vantage points that you can pull together to really make an engaging edit. Now look, for many of us, the job isn't done until we edit and actually deliver the footage. So what I'll say here, maybe the most important thing to actually getting the footage out the door is to have a multi-step replicable process that you can use to get the job done. Simply having a task that says edit concert video is not enough, and it's going to lead to procrastination, you setting it afar and just thinking that it might be more intimidating than it actually is. Some of the things that I have on my list include importing and organizing the footage into folders, creating a local and online backup of the footage, importing all the footage into a project in my editor, sifting through and flagging the key clips, creating a test project with 2 to 3 clips to develop a color grade, downloading the right music and sound effects for the timeline, and so much more. There are many things involved in actually turning over an edit. And like I said, just having one task on your to-do list or notepad that says edit video, that is going to be a failure point. Give your work the respect it deserves and break it down into a multi-step process. And what I've found, it actually makes the work go faster and tangentially allows you to price your work a lot more effectively. If there's one word that summarizes this entire video, it's preparation. Capturing a performance is no easy feat, especially when you have high expectations. But if you prepare, if you really take that time, it will pay dividends. I get to capture all kinds of artists all over the world, and while it's not most of what I do, I still get excited for each and every opportunity because I get to do what I do best. There's no guesswork, just work. And this list, it's a large reason why I can deliver over and over again. Anyway, that's enough for one video. As always, my name's Gajan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.